Alright, pressure washing setup and wash. So the first thing we want to do before we get to washing a house is we need to prep the house. So there's a couple of steps we do. The first is to move anything that might be in the way, potted plants, any decor that might be out there, anything hanging on walls. You want to take that all off. Then you want to get your Webster out and you want to move through the corners and get off any cobwebs and just kind of break it loose. If a cobweb doesn't come off and it kind of just rolls off the top of the Webster, that's all right because you've loosened it enough that the pressure washer will take it off once you start rinsing it. After that, you want to make sure that any electrical sockets are either taped up and covered or they have their own covers on them that you are closed. So that's how you prep the house. Then after you prep the house, what we're going to do is get the pressure washer set up. So the things you'll need, of course, is you'll have your pressure washer. We run 2700 to 3300 psi. You got your wand, you got your 50-foot to 100-foot hose, and your 50-foot to 100-foot pressure hose. So what we do first is we go ahead and grab the garden hose, and we're going to take it over and, of course, hook it up to the closest spigot available. When we put a hose on a spigot, of course, as we all know, you turn the threads clockwise. So you have the little rotator cuff, turn it clockwise, get it all nice and snug, make sure it's rolling on. You go ahead and get your pressure washer, and we like to set it in a grassy area so that you don't get any chatter and the pressure washer doesn't move too much. The other end of your hose, the male end of the hose goes into the pressure washer, and you turn the cuff on the pressure washer counterclockwise. You can also rotate at the very end, rotate the hose clockwise, and rotate them opposite so that it closes up better. Then you get your pressure hose, and we'll connect that to the washer. So you take the male end and pull back the cuff, let it click into place. Then the female end connects to the wand. So you do the same thing. You pull the cuff back so it's open, and then you set them in, make sure it clicks into place. It's all snug. Then after we turn the water on, we let the water run for a few minutes. Just for 30 seconds or so that any air pockets come out, or at least the main ones do. Go ahead and move your choke to the left, turn your switch to on, and then you give it a pull, and then you put your choke back. And that'll be running. Sometimes the pressure doesn't pick up right away, so you just keep the gun pulled and let it run. Then the air will pop out and you'll have a running washer. Then come up to the house and you start to wash. We get underneath the fascia board first, clean that all out. Then we kind of run some additional water down the side. You spray off the gutter face. If it's stained up, you spend a little more time. If it is just some, dirt, we're just doing a basic wash to get the main stuff off, you go ahead and wash it off. And you just move down, make sure that the dirty water is rinsing off the side. Easy peasy. A basic wash is really just to remove surface dirt. It's not a deep clean or anything like that. It's really just to get the dirt off that's sitting on there that might do a little extra damage if it sits too long. Just getting the house cleaned up. Nice and easy. On edges, you always want to kind of tip up a little bit because there'll be some hidden dirt sitting up there. So you give that little push. Get all that stuff off the edge. Garage doors. When garage doors aren't in, really bad, really dusty condition, you can kind of just rinse them down like this one. This one's not too bad. You want to spend a little more time if they're pretty dusty at the beginning. If you can swipe your finger across it and dust comes off, then you want to spend a little more time, cover every inch of the place. But in that situation, we'd really want to recommend a chemical wash to get the best out of it. So just a little continued washing. We work in 15 to 20 foot sections most of the time, so you just go top to bottom, letting it rinse, gutter face first, then under the fascia board, then down the stucco. Then all that dirt run down. And then down the garage again. And that's a basic wash and setup. Let's get out there and start washing.